In this lesson, you should be able to describe various radar controls and their functions, their correct settings, and their limitations. Furthermore, you should be able to set up various radar presentation modes and describe their main advantages and disadvantages. It cannot be stressed enough the importance of setting up and maintaining an optimal radar picture at all times, during the various operations and weather conditions. Several court decisions have confirmed that it is the navigator's responsibility to utilize the radar to its maximum performance at all times. All navigators, as soon as possible, should familiarize themselves with their radar and all the radar controls. The navigator should use the radar in conditions of good visibility in order to familiarize himself with the performance of the radar and to actually see the effect of the various functions and features provided. This will hopefully help him or her to build confidence in the radar, and this can prove vital during navigation and traffic surveillance in periods with reduced visibility. Click on the buttons on the radar display to learn about the most common functions and controls found on a modern commercial marine radar. Please note that this information is without narration. Click on the buttons. Many factors may influence a navigator's choice of radar presentation. Availability of equipment and own experience will naturally be deciding factors. But it is important that the navigator decides what initial information is important and will be used, because the main fundamental difference is the trails emanating from the targets. The display selected will decide the type of trails of the targets. True motion gives true trails and an indication of the target's true courses and speeds. In other words, a bird's eye view. Relative motion will give relative trails and therefore an immediate indication of collision risk or the closest point of approach. Otherwise, the picture looks the same, and both give correct range and bearings information. Relative motion is the motion shown by a target ship which combines the course and speed of own ship with the course and speed of the target, and shows own ship as a stationary ship at the center of rotation of the trace. Sounds a bit complicated, doesn't it? Let's put it another way. Relative motion is a combination of course and speed of both own ship and target ship, but shown on the screen as the motion of the target ship alone. Relative motion gives collision risk immediately, but to determine the other ship's course and speed, you need to plot. True motion gives the other ship's course and speed immediately, but to determine collision risk, you need to plot. The decision is, what is needed first? Here is an example. A navigator on a ship equipped with a modern radar is operating in an area with dense traffic and has set the display to true motion presentation to provide a bird's eye view in order to have an overall appreciation of the various ship movements and avoid additional problems of only relative motion trails. The reason for this is that the true motion presentation could be considered to be the best choice for some experienced watchkeepers under such conditions. Most navigators who use their equipment correctly will soon obtain the needed experience to choose the presentation that provides the simplest and most accurate information at any time. The true motion display may be presented in two different ways. Moving origin, where own ship moves across the screen with own course and speed and requires to be recentered frequently. The view ahead also will be continually reducing as the center moves across the screen. Fixed origin, where the internal computer allows the center of rotation, that is your own ship, to remain stationary, but still provides the target trails to indicate the true path of the target ships. This obviously does not require recentering, making it easier to use, but is only available with a raster scan display. The range accuracy of a marine radar is high. Range can be measured on the radar screen, with reference to fixed range rings equally spaced around own ship's position. These are more accurate than the variable range ring, but need interpolation when the target is between lines. For more convenient measurement of range, the radar provides a variable range ring, which can be positioned to any position on the screen. The variable range ring should be regularly checked for accuracy against the fixed range rings, which are normally more stable. The ring should be positioned onto the inner edge of the spot to avoid any pulse length distortion. The bearing accuracy of marine radar is also very high, but not as accurate as the range rings. Always place the bearing marker precisely through the center of the spot to reduce any beam width distortion and other inherent inaccuracies of the display. The factors relating to the inherent limitations of the bearings are beam width distortion, which can be partly eliminated by a temporary slight reduction in gain. Any error in the azimuth of the heading marker, which should be continually cross-referenced to the gyro course and to the visual scene. A target dead ahead appears on the radar display precisely under the heading marker line. Errors due to rapid yawing of own ship and the speed of rotation of the scanner. With an unstabilized display, the yawing could create major difficulties, making this type of display very dangerous. However, with a gyro-stabilized display, the yawing is shown by the movement of the heading marker only, and not the whole picture. The speed of updating of the gyro repeater should be very rapid. Always use the electronic bearing line and its own digital readout, never the old-fashioned and far less accurate parallel cursor on the surface of the screen, or the compass scale around the screen perimeter, or both. Always read and follow the radar manufacturer recommendations for use and maintenance of the radar equipment. This will save you time and ensure proper use of the equipment. A setting up routine should at least include the following steps. Switch on the set to standby. Make sure all the controls are turned down or switched off. When ready, switch from standby to on. Adjust the brilliance and brightness to illuminate the screen to correct brightness. Adjust the gain to slightly speckled background. Adjust the tune control for maximum of echoes and set it to automatic frequency control, or AFC. Adjust the heading to the heading of the master compass. Remember to determine any errors and remove or allow for them. Select the desired display mode. Adjust the sea and rain anti-clutter controls to correct settings, but never apply when not needed or apply too much. Never remove all sea clutter returns, as you may be removing faint echoes. Set other controls to suit use and environment. Understanding the trails associated with each display mode is vital to be able to use the radar effectively. Let's see how choice of display mode affects radar presentation of the same traffic situation. Click on the buttons to view the displays. The traffic situation is as follows. Ship A has stopped. Ship B is on a collision course with us. Ship C has the same course and speed as us. Ship D has the opposite course to us and same speed as us. Ship E is overtaking us. The traffic situation is as follows. Ship A has stopped. Ship B is on a collision course with us. Ship C has the same course and speed as us. Ship D has the opposite course to us and same speed as us. Ship E is overtaking us. The traffic situation is as follows. Ship A has stopped. Ship B is on a collision course with us. Ship C has the same course and speed as us. Ship D has the opposite course to us and same speed as us. Ship E is overtaking us.